Hey guys, Kitty Sapphire here, and first of all I wish to apologize to you guys of how late it's been. Ugh, I first of all I am extremely exhausted. Um, hey Vanessa, how are you? Um, First of all, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being so patient. It's just craziness over at my house, especially when you're about about to have a party or some kind of event the next day. It's usually like this. I'm just like really tired. Um, well, good. I'm glad that you're working, that your workout turned out well. Um, it's just I'm just a little frustrated right now. I know I'm not usually my peppy happy self, or I have music playing of like anime and video games and stuff like that. It's just that as of lately, these past 3 weeks, I've been canceling art update after art update, and it's been making me very bothersome. And it's just like, it's just been, a little irritated. Um, it's been very irritating for me. So, in light of all this, of the constant cancellations and trying different things or something always coming up, I decided to maybe prepare to do a week's worth of nothing but art updates. That's right, Monday through Friday, and maybe on the weekend. No, I don't want to do the weekends, but from Monday to Friday, I'm thinking about doing nothing but just art based live streams, time lapses, because it seems like you guys really, really like that. Um, uh, Hold on. One moment. I'm sorry about that, guys. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna just stick with that and do time lapses and just do art for pretty much the whole entire week, because these constant cancellations on Thursday, something always happening, tired of it. And I know it happens, but happening consecutively is annoying. So, with that out of the way, with that, venting out of the way, I will do a poll on my Patreon page as well as my Facebook, and I think Twitter does polls. I'm going to take a look at that. I'm still fairly new to Twitter. That I will basically put out a polls if you guys really like the idea, if you guys want to see me basically do my art thing for a whole entire week and such, and just instead of just doing a consecutive just Thursday thing. Twitter, I know for a fact that you can't really edit too much of the tweets. You either post it up or you delete it. Again, I'm fairly new to Twitter, so it's going to take me some time to actually mow out through it. But from the time span that I have been on it, it's been a little bit better. I put out like my announcements. I put out some pictures up there, just simple things and responses pretty much, but nothing, I will put a, if there is a poll anywhere on social media, I will be on it, and I will make sure you guys get it, and you can tell me whether or not you think this is a wonderful idea. So instead of art update Thursday, art update week or art week. So yeah. So on to other pressing matters. I really want to talk about my Patreon. I know, surprise, surprise. I talk about my Patreon every single given time, but I know there's been a lot of changes, and especially the fact that I'm actually having a ball roll. My ball is rolling on my manga, or, oh God. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. But no, what I mean is now that I'm actually doing ample time, investing time into working on my manga, actually I just did the overview edit today, and I have to do the overview again to complement those particular pictures. You know, I have to do some concept art and what have you. So I will be flooding my Patreon very, very soon. Also, today is the last day to pick up your, for those who want to become patrons, to pick up their Smorion stickers. All you have to do is basically become a patron, donate $1. You know, nothing too strenuous, I hope. And in the mail, you will get one of these wonderful Patreon, wonderful Smorion stickers. This is my personal one because I like Smorion myself. You know, when I really like something, I keep one for myself. But yeah, you would get one of these wonderful Smorion stickers. Of course, the S'more Pokemon, or Fakemon, if you want to call it. Which way, part of the evolutionary tree. So yes, you get a customized sticker, and today is the last day for it. I will put the Patreon, put the Patreon link at the bottom. Since this is happening very late, I'll extend it until 8 a.m. tomorrow. After that, you know, then I have to do the cut, you know, I have to cut it off, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. But, again, those who are in Patreon, so expect some really cool stuff. I am actually considering of making like panel, you know, little panels. I have my script and notebook with all the panels so far, and some concept art, and possibly more stickers in the future. I was thinking for the Patreon that every so often, maybe every month or so, I'll do like a sticker or a keychain. You know, for those who are newcomers to the Patreon, you'll get a customary sticker or keychain for a week or so. And then, you know, if you care to donate even more so, you get some more cool stuff and access to really cool art. So, yeah. So that's basically my Patreon news for today. Moving on, I am counting down the days to ValleyCon. Cocoa Puff Power. Oh my goodness, that is so adorable. Yes, I know. I if anybody sees the animation that I did put up on Patreon, you'll probably get that. But anyway, yes, I'm counting down the days to ValleyCon. If you guys don't know, I will be doing a booth in ValleyCon this year on July 21st. I know the con is from the 20th to the 21st, but unfortunately, I will only be able to do it for one day. And yes, if you don't know what ValleyCon is a convention in a mall near my residential area. And I will be selling my art pieces, my wares at that particular convention. I would like to do the whole entire weekend, but because it falls on the same weekend as a family event, I don't want to, you know, impede, and I want to be there for my family, so I will only be doing one day. But it's not the only convention I will be doing, so hopefully, cross my fingers. I did put in an application for Anime NYC, so maybe I'll be entering that, only if I'm not going to Japan. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. Next on the list is my Kickstarter. I just looked at the time on my Kickstarter. It will end sometime tomorrow, at least good 51 hours left to support. Like I said, it was pretty much, you know, a long shot. It was my first time doing Kickstarter. Unfortunately, it didn't do so well, but doesn't necessarily mean the collection of the Dancing Evolutions are dead. I decided to go along with my Patreon news that unfortunately, because of the fact that the unsuccessful Kickstarter, I want to take the stickers and basically transfer them as a tier option on my Patreon page. That's right, my Patreon page. So on my Patreon page, I have some old tiers, some a dollar tier, a $5 tier, a $10 tier, a $15 tier, and a $25 tier. And the new ones are the $15 and $25 tier, which is called Kitty Sapphire Kit and Kitty Sapphire Box. And the difference between those two is the kit is very simplistic. You get, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I have this right because I don't want to give you guys the wrong piece of information, but let me just double check here. Yes, so Kitty Sapphire Kit is a $15 tier, and you can you get a keychain of your choice, a mini print of your choice, I believe. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry. Yes, you get one mini print of your choice, a sticker of your choice, and a button of your choice. And it could be also any of the mini prints that you see on Etsy as well. So like, if you guys are aware of my Etsy shop, I have a couple of merch that I do sell at conventions. But there are some mini prints that are also exclusive to conventions and to Patreon. And that's the only time that you can get those. But you have to be, if you want to get those mini prints that are exclusively to Patreon, you would have to be a patron. So, but again, you have that option. The difference with the kitty box, Kitty's Sapphire box is that instead you get 2 mini prints, a keychain, and a sticker of your choice. But also, to add a little spice to it, you get one surprise item, and it could be one of my new products. It could be some of my old stuff that I don't have anymore, or I discontinued because you might have liked it, and you might have liked it, but for me it didn't sell so well. But you've been eyeing it, or you wanted it to come back, or anything like that. You can get a extra mini print or a gamer mat. I want to start doing those, or a phone case that I want to start doing. So yeah, it's just and that's the Kitty Sapphire box, and that's for $25 for it. So So yeah, a lot of things that are coming up. So Kickstarter, even though it didn't turn out so well, it didn't turn out as successful as I thought it would be, that merch is not dead, or it won't be put on the shelf. Excuse me, it's really hot out here, and actually as of lately I haven't been feeling all that well. I've been out in the sun and when working a lot, and there are times where even I had to cut my exercise program that I usually have early in the morning short because it's too hot early in the morning. So I'm trying to keep up with just drinking fluids and waters, and actually just staying in front of the AC for a bit. So anyway, last but not least, I am going to talk about brainstorming. Now, I know a couple of people were asking me a while back, and I was doing some reviews of all the other art updates that I've done. I do a little segment where I talk about some of the things that I'm interested in my art. And one of the things is I love the process of brainstorming. And, actually, good thing that I did bring up exercising, because those are one of the few times that I do actually brainstorm. That's right, I exercise and brainstorm. So while I'm basically running or jogging or walking, those are pretty much my favorite things to do. I like the feel of, I like the feel of the wind in my hair. But no, I'm just kidding. But no, I do. I like the scenery. I like going fast, but I like going fast in my own volition. But it gets the blood pumping and it gets my mind ticking, especially if you're given the right music. If I get the right music and I'm running and exercising a bit, oh my goodness, forget it. I have all these different ideas that I pull out, and I could be listening from old school, like the disco era or house music, to like anime stuff. Especially what I've been listening a lot on Promised Neverland. I'm not gonna stop shutting up about that anime. I love that anime so much. But I'm getting into what is it? The Rise of the Shield Hero. I love Raphatilia. She's like my favorite character. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. But yeah, I really do like the opening of the Promised Neverland. I believe it's called Touch Off. And between that and running, and then of course, what is it? The opening theme for Attack on Titan. Forget it. It's just like gets me going. So between that, music, exercise, I also like swimming a lot. So water helps. Even the night sky is also gets my mind going. Just when I walk the dogs at night, especially under the moonlight, it's very beautiful. And just different parts of nature and flowers and stuff like that, those help out as well. And basically the main thing is this: if you're planning to do any type of brainstorming whatsoever, do stuff that basically gets your blood pumping in a way. So like, for instance, if you're the type of person who loves martial arts, I would suggest that maybe martial arts and with some music will work out for you. Or if you're the type of person who likes cooking, and turn on some music and get to cooking, and you might come up with some really neat ideas. But one thing that you shouldn't do while brainstorming is wait for it. You shouldn't necessarily have to wait for an idea to come to you, because it's not. I feel that if you want to become a pro at whatever you want to do, especially if you're into fine arts, being this is what mainly this type of style pertains to. If you have a writing idea or a drawing idea, you don't have to wait until an idea comes. Sometimes it's good to just move on with life, just continue with life and doing the things that you love to do. Eventually your brain would work, and then all of a sudden an idea will come and hit you like a bolt of lightning. So, the best thing you should do is just go, do things that you love. I kid you not, between watching anime and playing video games. Sometimes I just got finished playing and finishing up Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just got a couple of ideas, and also draw your feelings at times. Maybe if you're not feeling at your best, or you're sad, or you're angry at something, sometimes you can come up with some really cool ideas. I think I stated this in another video of mine, where I did draw out certain things from several different characters. I mean, sorry, not several different characters. I drew several different characters from different emotions. My apologies. Ugh, tongue twister. Yikes. Anyway, so like I was saying before, yes, when I was watching an anime and I was really pissed off, I actually made an OC from that character. I was drawing and sketching, and I was really, really angry. And then all of a sudden I got this character, an OC character for the Promised Neverland. She later on became my D&D character, but yeah, that's usually sometimes that happens, or sometimes I see something that's intriguing and I kind of take that particular theme and kind of blow it up into a full-blown character. Thank you. I kid you not, one of my, if you guys, for all those who are Patreons, you've probably seen this, a picture of a character that I made named Andorra Schrodinger, for my D&D, one of my D&D campaigns. And I knew I wanted to make a character that was pretty much had Schrodinger, or at least the personality of it or the traits of it. So basically, I ended up making a monk assassin who learned basically the way of the shadows, and she is a tabaxi. She's literally a tabaxi, or cat girl, in otaku terms. So yeah, so just from that trait of, hey, I know the theory of Schrodinger's cat, I want something that's sort of incorporeal and just not necessarily bends all logic, but it was more of, you don't know exactly what this character is going to do next, that type of thing. And I gave, sort of like gave birth to Andor Schrodinger. So, stuff like that. Also, if you're the type of person like myself who has nothing but ideas and they come out of you like a friggin' waterfall, it's best to do yourself a grand favor and get yourself a notebook. Please get yourself a notebook, because I can tell you right now, your ideas will float out of your head if you don't write them down or have something. Because I used to have this problem. A lot of people still have this problem, or told me. It took me a while, because it was like, oh no, if I write them down, I wrote. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I can't pronunciate words today. My apologies. But when I would do ideas, a lot of people would come up and say, hey, I would tell some of my friends that I could never hold on to an idea. And I used to write them on this website called Kabbalah.com. I don't think it exists anymore, but it was basically sort of like a schedule of all the different types of stuff that I had planned, commissions and art pieces that I wanted to get done. And unfortunately that website is no longer in existence, and I would get really upset, because it's like, if I had like streams of paper all over the place, my desk is a mess. Well, technically my desk is still a mess, but you understand what I'm saying. Too much paper in one place, and it's annoying. So instead, a dear friend of mine, she, unfortunately she moved away. Well, not unfortunately, she wanted to move away, and I'm glad that she has a better life elsewhere. But she suggested I get a notebook and write everything down by hand. And then you can always come back to that idea later on. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Nothing to get really too bent out of shape. Me personally, I'm an OCD type of person, and every idea I want to put together, I want to try to execute to the best of my ability. I guess that's my perfectionist nature, and I that's something that please, whatever you do, don't be a perfectionist like me. It's stressful. Just get the idea done. And if you want to actually revisit it and redo it, go right ahead. Sometimes people do revisions. Actually, there is 2 revisions I want to try doing later on, and that will be on my Patreon page, so look out for those. But yes, you can always come back to those old ideas or old pictures that you think that look really bad. So, you're not at a loss. So, but yeah, pretty much, with your brainstorming, you're always welcome to revisit things and always write them down. If you have like that problem with me where you have like tons and tons of ideas and you don't know where to start, that type of thing. So yeah, is everything all right? So with that, I'm going to close up shop for tonight. I really would like to hear your guys' opinions regarding about the art week of time lapses and sketches and live streams on Twitch of me drawing online, etc. And I would like to hear your opinion on that idea, because frankly, I really, really, really would like to stop missing my art updates. I do like my other live streams. Don't get me wrong. I love con reviews, because time to reminisce. And then there are times where I like to talk about the nerd news, and there's certain things out there that does pique my interest. But mainly I guess what I'm trying to say is I want this particular page, this particular site or channel of mine to be revolved around two of my favorite things. Me as Eevee Mom, as Moe, of basically where I started from with Pokemon, and I like to do stuff that it pertains to my art. Those are the two things that I actually want to do mostly for this channel, for the most part. But of course, I like tossing a couple of things in between. So yeah. So anyway, I'll see you guys later, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend. Also, happy belated 4th to all the American viewers out there. Okay? So, I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye!